Hey, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hey. So we are back. We were supposed to be doing this on Tuesday. I was supposed to be talking to a very special guest that I was really excited about having on. And for whatever reason, technical issues got us, Facebook got us, but they are not going to keep us from being great. So she is back today, and I am so glad that we're going to get to talk to her. She did a video, and for you guys, we'll talk a little bit more about it, but she talked about all the shark attacks that were going on, and she was giving advice on, hey, Michelle, thanks for tuning in and saying hi. She was giving advice for, for common sense advice, warning us not to go into the shark's house if we don't want to get eaten, because when chickens go in her house, they get eaten, and in a lot of our houses. So I can't wait to bring her on screen because she's making the funniest faces. But anyway, from that video, she went on to host TLC's She's in Charge, and she has a whole common sense campaign that she's going to introduce us to. Hey, guys, thanks for joining in. So welcome to the broadcast, Ms. Pooh Nash. Can you believe this work? It's like it was such a struggle. I didn't even know what to do. So I am so glad that you.
That is hilarious. I know the technology gods were against us on Tuesday night.
So let's just take people back for those who are not familiar with the shark video. And when I say it went viral, it got like what, 20 million views?
20 million on Facebook alone. Yeah, that was just on Facebook, and that wasn't counting everybody that shared it, and then it went to,
when I was Googling it, I mean, it's on a lot of different Facebook and YouTube. I mean, it was all over the place. So
it was. I know I was telling somebody today, I was like, I'm Googleable. That is crazy.
When people ask me who you are, I say, Google me.
Yeah, I'm Googleable. Yes.
So take us back, why did you decide that you were going to just, do that video? Like, what sparked that whole thing?
I literally was getting ready for church. It was a Sunday morning, and they said something about another shark attack. And I think they were all in North Carolina. It was like the same beach. Right. And these nuts kept going to the same beach. I guess just going to see who could get ate up next. I don't understand it. So, and people like to put human characteristics on animals. So I just went that way, and I literally turned the camera, and that was the only video I did while I was driving. I had the phone down, but I was kind of looking at it, and and I just it was like literally fresh off the press. Like, I turned the video on, and I had no idea what I was going to say, or I was like, but hey, when chickens come in my house, I said, let's break this down to where people can understand it, because evidently they're real extra slow. So when chickens come in my house, they get eaten. When pigs come in my house, so when you go to the shark, the ocean is the shark's house. When you go to his house, he's going to eat you. So, nobody called the shark and told him they was coming. Nobody, knocked on the door of the ocean before they just bust up in there. So just think about how you would feel if somebody came to your house like that.
So when you were done with the video, because I think a lot of people are, curious about how videos go viral and that sort of thing. When you were done with the video, you uploaded it to your Facebook page? Or I
did. I posted it to Facebook, and I went in church. And at the end of the day, I was like, oh, wow, what is going on? All these notifications. I'm like, what is going on? And I think even a lady in church, she was like, what did you just post? We were just kind of laughing, and I was like, you'll see after church, and it just took off. And I guess it really struck a nerve with people, like, wow, I'm sorry, Felix, it's today. We were
upset. Today. That's funny. Hey, Violet, thanks for tuning in. What time? Violet is in Australia. What time is it in Australia, Violet? I know,
tomorrow in Australia.
She is my friend. I know I've posted things, and it's just always interesting to me, like what people grab onto, and it's like you post something and you think it's like great, and nobody pays any attention to it. And
exactly.
Goes crazy. So now I know you do a lot of videos, and you have started a common sense campaign. Tell me about that.
Yes, and that was just my thing. I would always post things that just made good sense to me, and that's just something that we are lacking in our country today. It's just common sense. People don't do it, or do they? I mean, a lot of times we have forfeited common sense for I don't know what, but it's just,
Not common, is my daddy.
It's not common. Common sense is not common anymore. Not at all.
Right. So tell me about some of the things that you talk about that you think that people should just get.
Okay, I'm getting all these notifications. Okay, stop. Okay, so like the courtesy flush. If you are in a public restroom, do the and everybody have to go. And there's things like that, and it happened. These are things that happen to me when I'm actually out and about, and I went to a restaurant and I went in there and I'm like, oh my gosh, who did this? When you have to go in behind somebody and you see tracks and stuff, that's just not good. So I was like, we need a courtesy flush, please.
So the courtesy flush is to flush it after you flushed it to make sure that everything has been flushed.
Right. Or, drop one, flush one, drop one, flush one, drop and flush. Don't wait till the end. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy. Then, you can cut down on stink and all that other in the bathroom because you're not the only one that's going to have to use it.
I honestly have never heard of such. I know. It's not common sense. It's not common.
See, but that we were just always taught that if you have to go, nobody really just wants to go, but everybody have to go. So if you have to go in public.
But I think that I do that as a courtesy, but I just never really knew it was like a thing.
Exactly. It's everybody don't do that. I don't understand. Not this is gold. I love it, Violet.
Oh, cool. So Leo is on. Hey, Leo.
Hi, Terry Johnson. That's my buddy down in Atlanta.
So Leo is a celebrity psychic.
Okay.
And where Leo will come through with some things for you.
Okay. Like he's a medium, like the Long Island medium. He's a medium. Come on here, Leo. Yeah.
Last time he was on, and I was on with a celebrity, he predicted that I was going to travel, and then I went on like 4 business trips.
Wow. Leo, come on through with another network. Yes, for the show.
Yeah, okay, so that's a good one. So TLC is not playing fairly. And so we want to make sure Pooh is on another network. So Leo, if you're getting any kind of vibes or anything like that, we would be interested to know what that is like. So tell me some more about the content. I saw that you were doing a booty short boycott. Is that true?
Yeah, that's I don't want to see that.
Hashtag though, Pooh. I can't say it.
I just can't. I can't handle that. Okay, everybody got a booty. I don't want to see yours. You know what I'm saying? Cover that up. I saw this girl, and especially if you are a plus size person like myself. I don't say I'm deluxe. Deluxe just means.
I love that.
Yes, I'm deluxe. Okay. So I'm just not going to leave something to the imagination. Ladies, I guess my mother was older when she had me. So I'm old school. I just don't feel like you need to put everything out there. I don't want to see your booty. I don't want to see that. That's nasty to me. I don't want to see. And it's a lot of men. Men even tell me, please do a video on the, we don't want to see that.
I honestly think, and it's one of the reasons that I'm not happy I didn't have daughters, but it definitely is. Not to have to deal with that because it just gets scarcer. Clothes get scarcer and scarcer.
Exactly. And working in the school, the girls' clothes can't get tight enough, and the boys' clothes can't get baggy enough. Their stuff is way too big, and the girl stuff is way too small. So.
That's right. Oh, so Leo corrected me. He's a medium and a life coach. I'm sorry, Leo. I didn't give you your proper title. Ernest, just real quick, if you're talking about doing a video conference, I usually use Zoom. And I don't know what the camera is called, but I use Zoom. Zoom is good for video conferencing. So tell us about what you do in your normal life when you're not trying to get us to exercise our common sense.
Well, I am by trade. I am a school counselor. So, you know, you know, like I tell me and my manager, my friend Nicole, you know, I say, you know, I'm an educated fool. I am, you know, I do have some couth about me. You know, I do have degrees. I am, you know, I am well learned, if you will, but I have been a school counselor for the last 15 years. And I always worked in the inner city needy schools. I love it. I love those babies, you know, and now I'm in the elementary school, but it's still a inner city school. I love it. So I just, you know, and I feel like people have to be called to those kind of situations. Hey. Shun the ho hum. I receive it, Leo.
Talking about that, your sizzle reel, being able to get that done. So that's absolutely right, Leo. That's exactly what I said too. So let's talk about, I want to talk about education, because before I went into radio, I taught school too. I taught 5th grade. Okay. I wasn't in inner city. I was in the suburb. Okay. And I was in the same district that I went to school in. Mm-hmm. And I really, really, really quickly that was not my calling. that I was not supposed to be. I love children, but I just, the whole system just was.
Oh yeah, the system is, yeah. And that's why I ended up, like, even with the TLC thing, you know, I was just going to like take they said we'll be filming for 9 weeks. I was going to take a leave of absence. The district said, oh no, that goes against board policy. So I had to resign, you know, and so I was like Steve Harvey's book, Jump. That's literally what I did. I was like, okay, I'm jumping because this is an opportunity that I couldn't pass up, you know. Right. So, but now I'm back in the district. So, you know, and I was requested by this principal, like, okay, I want Ms. Nash. I need her in my school. So, you know.
Well, I tell people all the time, I mean, it definitely is a calling. Hey, Earl. Hey, Shanidra. Thank you guys for tuning in. It definitely is a calling. I mean, and I think you guys are the angels that walk this earth.
I mean, especially elementary school, kindergarten. It's going to be a kindergarten teacher section in the upper part of heaven. You know, those people that teach kindergarten. Oh my goodness. You know, the kindergarten, I'm so dyslexic. Kindergarten teachers, they are very, very special to just have that kind of patience, you know, with those babies. And sometimes they come to them and they know nothing. I mean, they know, I mean, not necessarily about school, but they don't know anything social at all, you know.
When I was doing radio in Chicago, I mean, you know, and I think one of the great things about what I decided to do is that I still got to go to schools a lot, because that was part of, you know, what we did. And I would remember just going to some of the elementary schools in the city of Chicago, especially like on the west side. Mm-hmm. And you go and you read or you do whatever, and you sit down, and then they just scurry to you. Mm-hmm. They just want to hug you and they want to grab you. It's almost like they got no real affection.
Yes. I mean, and I've just been back in the elementary school since like September the 21st, but like already, and I'm only there 3 days a week. It's part-time, but they're working on it, but it's just a part-time position. But I mean, they just run and hug and they just want to hug. I'm like, wow, you know, you don't even really know me, but they know good people and they know who cares about them, and children can sense that.
I agree. We all need some Ms. Nash in our lives. Yes, I do know that, Renita. Very good. And it's not that I don't love kids. I'm just saying I started really young, and I was not prepared for the bureaucracy that you have to deal with. I wasn't prepared for the parents that you have to deal with. And so I just knew. I mean, I think it's a blessing that I knew so early on, so I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to be doing.
Right. Exactly.
It's definitely a calling, and it's not something I think anybody can enter into lightly. So
definitely, you know, because you have lives in your hand, you know, literally, and you're molding them and shaping them, you know. So wow, I saw a video today on Facebook of one of my former students when I worked at Howard. He's a teacher now. Aww. And I mean, doing great things. I'm going to have to share it on my Facebook page. I'm so proud of Corey. I don't know what to do. And he's working in the inner city school, and he's just telling the kids, you know, I was there, you know, I know what you're going through. Oh, I was just like almost in tears. I was like, yes.
One of my former students found me on Facebook, and she's like married with 2 kids. I'm like,
I know.
Wait a minute.
I know. That's the only thing now. See, now I'm back. I'm in elementary school. So my babies from when I was in high school, these are their kids. And I tell them, I said, you know what? That's the new math. I don't know. Y'all done passed me because I'm still 19. You know, how do you have children already in the school? And then you done passed me. I'm 19. That's my story. I'm 19. How is it that you already got children? Gosh.
So one of the things that impresses me most about you, I think, is your outlook on in your relationship with your son. So can you talk a little bit about your son?
Yes, and I hear him in there. He's supposed to be in bed about an hour ago, and I still hear him in there carrying on. But Alden is hilarious. You know, Alden is a little me. Bless his little heart. Bless his little heart. He is me all over. And he's on the autism spectrum. He is autistic, but his major malfunction is that he just didn't talk. So when he was a baby, I say, did y'all give me the right child? He's skinny and he don't talk. He can't be mine. You know, y'all done switched him at birth. But he, you know, he started talking, then he stopped. But me being on the other side of education, being an educator, I was like, okay, so now what do we do? You know, okay, so I put him in pre-K program and I put him in, you know, and I tell the teachers, I want you all treat him like you expect out of him what you expect out of everyone else. You know, I feel I'm just a firm believer. You get what you expect out of these kids. If your expectations are up here, then that's what you'll get. If they're down here, then that's what you'll get. So I know they put him in the little self-contained class, and you know he started talking, or I would hear everything that the teacher said at home.
You can't read and talk at the same time.
I know I can't. You know I can't walk and chew bubblegum. Shanidra Stewart, I can't do it. Renita Jetta, stop it. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
But, I know exactly what you're trying to read.
I know. Cadet with Pooh and her Facebook page. Something else that popped up. Yes, Cadet with me. So, but that was the thing. You know, I expected out of him. You know, because before we knew what it was, I went and I got his hearing checked, his vision checked. I said, can he hear? Can he see? Before I beat him to death because he's just not, you know, responding to me. What is going on? So that was like, yeah, everything is fine. I ended up taking him to Vanderbilt for a diagnosis. His pediatrician was not concerned about, oh, he's a boy. He'll talk when he wants to. I said, no, something's not right. Y'all need to do something. So I took him, you know, and I put him in the programs, and I told him, I said, he needs somebody that's firm, that's going to keep their thumb on him because he's cute and he knows how to bat his little lashes, and he's very dramatic. He's a drama king. He can drop tears better than any white woman in a horror film that you've ever seen. But no, keep your thumb on him and expect out of him what you expect. And so by 2nd grade, they had kind of kicked him out of the little self-contained class and, you know, put him in the regular ed class. And, you know, and I went to the little parent teacher thing, you know, where the first open house. And I explained to the parents, I was like, y'all, okay, this is my baby. If you hear your child talking, you know, about Alden, please have your baby help my baby. And the teacher was like, oh my God, I've never had a parent to say, and it almost opened up a testimony service. And everybody was like, well, this is my baby and he got this and y'all help him too. And, you know, but I mean, my thing is,
for a teacher, I tell people all the time, you know, just being a teacher, I know, and it's human nature that teachers really do pay more attention to parents that are more involved.
Mm-hmm. They do.
It's just the whole squeaky wheel gets the oil kind of thing.
That's right. That's
right. It's not a slam against teachers. I think, like I said, it's just human nature that
right.
You're going to give the same energy that you know that parent is going to give. So is that just who you are, or do you think that that's because you come from an education background?
I think that's just who I am. I mean, you know, that's just who I am. You know, I found out when I was pregnant with Alden that my blood type is B positive. I was like, is now that makes sense. That explains a whole lot. My blood type, I have B positive just running through my veins. I can't help it, you know. So I'm going to look for the bright side of it. Okay, what's really going on? Okay, so now what do we need to do to help him? You know, I wasn't, of course, no parent wants to hear is something wrong with my baby, right. You know, but when you know early, you can put things in place to help, to, you know, okay, we can overcome this. This is not, you know.
And I think that just because your child, I think we all just adapt. I think that we're given everything that we need, you know, because, you know, my kids don't necessarily have any recognized challenges, but I think all children have challenges, you know, and so
yes, they're all special.
Adapt. Yeah, you just adapt. And so I really take my hat off to you for that. We're getting a lot of education questions, which I did not expect. What do you think about the state of education right now?
It's in a terrible state. It's just terrible because education, you know, we're so busy trying to keep up with other countries or whatever. We're so busy worried about the bottom line and test scores. And when I think back over my career, I think about how many times I probably should have been fired from having these conversations with my administrator. I was like, I didn't sign up for this to chase your numbers. I signed up for this to help people. And if you treat your people right, your people will make your numbers, you know. So education is a business, you know, and they're worried about their numbers. And so in the meantime, children suffer, you know, if they really don't get it, if they really don't, you know, so they gravitate to the people that they know care about them. You know, I went to a conference a long time ago, and it was one of my favorites called Capturing Kids' Hearts. And it was, you know, the gist of it is kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so, you know, I always try to make sure that they know that I care about them, and I have build that rapport with them. And so then I could get them to do anything, you know. And of course, you know, all of the challenging students, even now, already gravitate toward me. I want to go home with you. No. I will kill you in my house. You can't go home with me. But, you know, but those are the ones that I want. You know, I want those because and even with our boys, and you know, you have boys and I have a boy. Boys have energy that they have to get out. They oh my God. Yeah. They have energy that they have to, and so teachers just want to teach, and boys, and they have stimulation, they have phones and video games and everything, tablets and everything else, and then you want them to sit down and listen to you talk. That's Charlie Brown, the teacher. Want. They can't do that.
Yeah, and you know, and I think about, and I've changed this in the last year and a half, because I realized that I'm so you know, in my career, I was so focused on performing that translated to my children, and I was focused on them performing. I think that a lot of parents, like, you gotta get these grades, you gotta take this class, you gotta have this language, you gotta get ready for this college, you gotta do this, and it is an insane amount of pressure and
stress
on children. And so one day, you know, and during the summer it was like, you know, they had tutoring, they had this because they couldn't get behind. And this past summer I was like, you know what, we're not doing anything.
Good.
No classes.
That's right. Enjoy life, because, you know, in the meantime, they're growing up, you know, and then what, you know, but when you're going to blink, I mean, I'm just like, I blinked and this child is in the 7th grade. I'm like, good Lord.
And that's why I resigned, because I realized that my oldest is going to college in 3 years. And what kind of memories, you know, because I was so focused on my career, I felt like I missed so much, and I just couldn't miss any more.
Right. And that's one thing that Alden has taught me. You know, you just have to be in the moment, because that's the thing with autism. It's black or white.
Right.
It's no gray area at all. And most of us regular people, we live in a gray area. Everything we do is great, you know, but with them it's black. It is or it isn't, period. So either we're going to be in this moment right now. You know, I'm like, well, do you want to do something? No, I don't want to do that right now. Everything is right now. No, I was like, I didn't say right now. No, I don't want to do that right now. I don't want to do that right now. Okay. Cause he's living in the moment right now. And so he forces me to live in the right now.
And that's so true. I mean, it's like we're so focused, even with our children, but I think as adults, we're so focused on what's next that we don't enjoy like what's now. So it's like even when they enter high school, it's like the counselors, you got to start thinking about college. You got to start thinking college. You gotta start, and it's like, well, what? Let them enjoy it now.
But I'm that counselor, like, just get involved. Enjoy these 4 years because they are going to fly by. You're going to blink and you're going to be graduating. You want to make memories. You want to have, and then you have the rest of your life, but you want to make memories right now. You want to, you don't want to, you want to live your life in, I'll be glad when. I'll be glad when I'll be glad when I get 16. I'll be glad when I graduate. I'll be glad when I can drive. I'll be glad. I'll say, okay, you don't want to be glad when you adult because bills come every 4 weeks.
But I think as adults, we set that up because children aren't born that way. I was never like that when I was younger because my mom stayed at home. I mean, there was like we were expected to do well. And I think we lived up to that expectation, but I don't remember feeling stressed, and I could like look at my kids and I could tell that they were stressed because
yes, don't stress out the babies.
Well, they're not stressed out anymore, I don't think.
Good.
I mean,
good. Because Alden, that's one thing about Alden. Alden he lives in Aldenville and he is not going to do it until and even the doctors even told me that. They was like, you'll probably never know how much he knows. It's all about when he gets ready to let you know what he knows.
Well, my child is like that, and he's not on the autism spectrum, so that may just be a boy. My youngest,
it might be a boy thing, huh?
I thought he was gonna have to repeat kindergarten because he wouldn't say his colors, he wouldn't say anything, and then one day he was just like, "Oh, this is fuchsia." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, because see, and that's the thing. Like even with Alden, he would. And that's the thing about them. Once they got it, they got it. And most boys are like that. Once they got it, they don't want to keep, they don't like redundancy. It insults his intelligence. I'm like, okay, what color is that? Purple. Then what color is that? Blue. What color is my fingernail? Blue. Okay, what color is that? He's looking at me like, well, did you forget? Are you slow? Did it change? It's purple, right? It was like, you could tell that was the frustration. Like, and he has all of his teachers trained since second grade. Don't send homework home because I worked all day at school. I'm not about to do this again at home. I got it. I don't need to do this again. Okay. Or he'll just rush through it like, and how many boys do that? They rush through their work because they know it. And then, well, it's sloppy, redo it. Oh God. So I really want to open up a school for all boys and just.
Well, I think the most interesting, like I grew up with all girls. I had no idea like how different boys are just in, like their behavior. I mean, I just didn't know. And how is Alden like emotional? Does he have?
Yeah. He's a drama king. He's a drama king. Oh my gosh.
Your feelings or what?
He can drop tears like none other. And he gets everybody else, but I was like, that don't move me. Yeah. That don't move me. So I don't, you can dry that up, suck it up. You're not hurt. You're not bleeding. You fine. Stop it. Stop being so dramatic. And he was like, stop being dramatic. Yes. Stop being dramatic. So, he's very dramatic. Very dramatic.
Hilarious. So what do you hope for next before we round this out? What do you hope for next? I know that you will be on another broadcast, just trying to figure that out, another network.
Right. I want to, because my show was a feel-good show because it was real. I mean, it was just me helping people and it was helping them and helping other people that were going through situations like that. How do I get my 18-year-old to move out? How do I get my, and that was, it was everyday things. And sometimes people are too close to the situation to know how to get out of it. So me being that outside person, sometimes it was like, you need a swift kick, not them, because you're enabling this behavior, starve them out. What do you mean? Stop feeding them. You're doing everything else. I was like, can I move in too? Because you're doing everything for this child. Why wouldn't she move out? So it was just, and that's where the common sense, campaign comes in. Okay. Common sense says, I know we are the only species that literally love our children to death. You know, birds, when they feed them for a few days and they kick them out the nest, you better learn how to fly or the ground coming up quick. You better, I mean, so we've got to, you know, kind of, and we hover. We, you know, I'm not a helicopter mom. Some people, you know, they hover over their kids and never let them, they can't spread their wings because we're hovering over them. And my thing is, I let Alden be who he is. I don't try to set expectations for him, and I want him to play this or do the. I mean, he swims. He loves swimming. You know, his swim coach told me when he was about probably in third grade, he was like, he has the body of Michael Phelps. I said, yes, let's work on the Olympics because he owes me a whole bunch of money, whole bunch.
Yeah, I learned that too, and I think I really kind of take that approach to parenting because I think that, and I don't want to say my parents were too involved, but I think my parents definitely tried to steer me in a direction, which was education. That I don't know if I really, if we all had paid attention, and my teachers included, that it was easy to tell what I should have done. And I think in a lot of ways with kids, they already kind of know what moves them and what, you know, where their passion is. Right. But we want them to have the respectable job, or we want them to, you know, make a certain amount of money, or, you know, have this kind of credibility.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
But I'm just like, well, you know, just figure it out. But you're not going to be on my couch, so make sure.
I know that's right. You're not on my dime, not on my couch. You know, you got to get out. Yep. So, but that's the thing. I always tell my kid, well, what do you like to do? You know, because that's a start. You want to do something that you like to do, and then that you're getting paid to do it. Oh my gosh, that's like, it's never work. When you're doing what you love, it's never work. So,
well, I appreciate you, and I cannot wait to see, you know, what's next. I mean, I definitely think that there's a place for you and your common sense and your help and your heart. So I think it'll happen sooner than later. And I think, you know, it was TLC's loss. They just didn't recognize what they had.
Exactly. I mean, I'm going to keep it moving. You know, when one door opens, a better one, a bigger one, one door closes, a bigger and a better one will open, you know. So I thank them for the exposure. And now, you know, because you wouldn't have found me if it wasn't for them. So, yeah.
Yay. So thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate all the comments. I really didn't expect us to talk about education, but I think it was a great conversation, and I think I learned some things, and hopefully you guys did too. So thank you again, Miss Pooh Nash. Make sure you follow her on her Facebook page. There's the link for you. And make sure you stay connected because she is going to be a star. A star. All right, my darling. I will talk to you soon. Bye, you guys. I will see you on Facebook tomorrow.
Thank you.